For the last 2 years, I've been following a set of domain seizures that ICE as well as the Department of Justice have been following through as a special favorite requests to the Motion Picture Association of America. With these requests, there's been a number of questionable domain seizures. Now, in total, there have been over 758 domains that have been seized, and out of those 758, maybe four have gone to court. You know about Mega Upload. The Jazz One is going through the court systems as we speak, or going through Congress as we speak. Ninja Video, most of the people had to plead guilty, and then you have Roja Director. With each one, you kind of see where our court system is actually going to be going, and it seems that if you have the money to support your own defense, such as Kim.com, you're basically going to get more favorable decisions than, say, Ninja Video 1 or the Jazz 1, which now has Congress speaking out against these domain seizures. With that, what is going through, you need at least three basic elements to criminal copyright infringement. You need to find links to be deemed infringing. You need to find out how it profits, and you need willful intent. Those are the three main things that you need with criminal copyright infringement in order to find people guilty or not guilty. And what it looks like is that the Department of Homeland Security has made up their own rules in terms of who is guilty and who is not. And where this comes from is just a look at the law itself and how it's been deemed. I believe personally that the domain seizures are unconstitutional, with over $500,000 being seized, products, merchandise, goods that the Department of Homeland Security actually gets to keep and share with different states, as I explained in Policing for Profit. The fact is, they have a huge monetary incentive to seize as much property as possible. Basically, with what the DHS is doing, they're making up their own criminal contributory infringement rules in order to go after these seizures. What John Morton promised was that he would go with the law, and I can show you that here.
Through Operation In Our Sights, and sites being spelled S-I-T-E-S in a purposeful play on words, federal magistrate judges, and I emphasize federal magistrate judges, not ICE, issued criminal seizure warrants for the domain names of websites that illegally offered, counterfeited, copyrighted or trademark goods without authority of the rights holder. We investigated the websites, and in every single case, obtained counterfeit trademark goods or pirated copyright material from the website. The evidence collected during the investigation was presented to attorneys at the Department of Justice, and together our agents and the prosecutors decided whether or not to obtain a seizure order for each site in each case. Among the determinations that we had to make were whether the domain names were, of course, registered here in the United States, which, as many of you know, all .nets and .coms are, even if the website operates overseas. And that's part of the focus of our efforts, in trying to do something and attack, from our perspective, illicit activity that, while occurring in part overseas, was heavily dependent on a piece here in the United States. The court orders were served by ICE agents on the domestic domain name registries, and then the domain names were seized and the sites redirected to a contract server. The contract server links the domain name to a new site that only includes a seizure notice, a seizure banner, advising anyone who sees it that a federal court has ordered the seizure and of the domain name. As with any other court order, the owner of that domain name may challenge the seizure in United States District Court. A hearing would then be held at which the site owner would appear, have counsel present if they wanted to, and the government that is ICE and the United States Attorney, would have the burden of proof and present our evidence so that the court could determine the validity of the seizure and the evidence supporting it.
And as you can see from what he said in his statement speech, that he basically hasn't gone for the law in any way, shape, or form. He's actually just made up his own laws, and this somewhat, I have to put this on Holder, who is saying that people aren't promised judicial process. Due process and judicial process are not the same things. That's exactly what you're seeing here, and that's a huge connection. So when I look at this and see that they're using inducement from the Inducement Act when it's not been passed in criminal copyright law, you have to see that they're playing pretty loosely with the rules. There's nothing that indicates that criminal copyright inducement exists. The courts have said it's possible in civil cases, but there's no such support for making it a crime. And that's one of the key issues here. The Jazz One had their property seized without any due process at all. Basically, their domain was seized. Ninja Video was actually raided July 29th of 2010. With that raid, what basically happened is that 15 people had all their products searched, seized. All their money and assets were frozen, and it was given to the government. They had no defense for at least 6 months. But let me go through the timeline and tell you exactly everything that happened. June 29th of 2010. 9 sites are taken down from Disney headquarters. John Morton authorized these takedowns. 15 bank investment and advertising accounts were seized in North Carolina, New Jersey, New York, and Washington. So that's 4 suspects so far.
As you know, here at Disney, our business is driven by investment in creativity and innovation.
American business is under assault from counterfeiters and pirates. Every day, 7 days a week, criminals are stealing American ideas and products and distributing them over the internet. From counterfeit pharmaceuticals and electronics to pirated movies and software, internet crooks are undermining the U.S. economy on a grand scale.
A complaint comes 6 months after the site is taken down. No way to complain to a judge about it. The people have to wait a full year and a half for an indictment on 5 videos that have gone on to make more than $500,000 in revenue. Yes, I do have the affidavit. It was released early on the website, so somehow they're interfering with the profits of Hollywood. The exact process, the jailing of people for running the website, basically these people had donations given to them, and supposedly this is illicit or ill-gotten goods. So December 30th, there were the forfeiture of 7 out of the 9 sites. Torrent Shack was one of those that was taken away, and Torrent Shack, or TV Shack, TV Shack is what was done by Richard O'Dwyer. So May 24th, the Justice Department has been stalling on these domain seizures. They've continued to seize domains, but they haven't been outright forthcoming with all of the information. February 17th, Freedom of Information request is put into the domain seizures, and this is 2011. So May 24th of 2011, February 17th, I have the numbers a little bit mixed, but for February 17th of 2011, we're still waiting on the Freedom of Information request, where all of the information is basically redacted except what was seized. That's it. June 9th of 2011, ICE says that the domain seizures are a success. June 13th of 2011, Roja Director sues the United States government. They had their products seized in November of 2010. August 8th, 2011. Basically, they're going to court as of right now. And September 9th of 2011, the 5 individuals with Ninja Video are indicted. For all looks, intents, and purposes, people are being criminalized, similar to how in the 1980s the IRS was seizing people and small businesses and just raiding their homes, taking all their money for no reason other than they were the weakest link. If you look at Kim.com, he was seized and raided, and all his money was taken, and yet right now, Mega Upload, their case is basically falling apart. So there should be a lot more scrutiny of these domain seizures, and hopefully there can be more people that are looking into these domain seizures, because as it stands, these domain seizures are basically undemocratic in any way, shape, or form. There has been no adversarial hearings from these domain seizures, and the fact is, these people are being jailed, put into jail. Yanjo Kiroa, Hannah Bashara of Ninja Video, Josh of Ninja Video, I forget his last name. Hannah Bashara has more of a personality. The Jazz 1 was censored for a full year before they finally gave the domain back. And for all intents and purposes, this all goes back to what Eric Holder said. Due process is not the same as judicial process, and this is coming back to haunt the Department of Homeland Security far more than it's helping them in regards to trying to fight copyright infringement.